So I'm gonna be reaching out to you ladies, right? Because you, like me, probably you might be in the initial stages of getting your hubby to hop onto the natural bandwagon, right? Or you might be into the further on into the stages where he doesn't maybe he doesn't call you witch doctor anymore. That's kind of a nice time, right? But regardless of where you're at, um, natural health is for everybody. It has to be for everybody. And I talk about this all the time. As a species, we really need to adopt these philosophies a little bit more, right? Because we're not going to be sticking around for much longer if we don't start, right? So I'm super passionate about educating you and educating our next generation about really how they should feel about their health, right? And even for me, I have a little one sitting right next to me who I'm, keeping home from school today because, her body is just fighting a little something. And the best thing that I can teach them is that when you feel not right, A, don't go out and spread it to others. B, give your body a break, right? That's like number one thing. So we don't always, follow that very well. So I know that that it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I really want whether you're at the stage right now where you have to be super sneaky about how you are working essential oils and natural tools into your guy's life. Today we are going to talk all things men. Okay, so I want to explain, specifically on what gravitated me to DoTerra specifically, what are oils. Just the various ways that you can use them. So we are going to be talking about, all the manly things, beard grooming, making over their gym bags, sore muscles, providing high energy levels, enhancing their spirit, and just random odds and ends, right? And some of these things, ladies, you can use for yourself. You can use for your kiddos as well. And as always, I like to talk about the lifestyle as a whole, right? Because it's not just about the oils. It's not just about the oils. It's super important to look at it as a collective lifestyle. So get comfortable, and I hope that everything that you get out of this class you then can apply within your home. So if you have any questions that pop up, whether it's during the live of this or whether you're watching this afterwards and you have a question, don't hesitate to pop it in the newsfeed, and I will keep monitoring. Okay. So specifically, let's talk about, for me, why doTERRA. So, one of the biggest reasons I chose doTERRA is because of their co-impact sourcing, right? So where the plant originates and where we are getting our plants matters, okay? And doTERRA sources its oils from all over the world so that each oil is derived from its indigenous environment. So this means that they are grown and harvested at things like, the proper altitude, climate, season, soil, so that you end up with a far superior plant. And if you have a superior plant, you're extracting superior essential oils, okay? So, essential oils have been used for thousands of years. This isn't new, right? This isn't a new philosophy. However, we've lost it. We've lost it along the way. And in a world where I guess less is best, and everything can be derived in a lab somewhere. This is where it's super important to recognize that, if you want therapeutic benefits from a plant, that it's not wise to get the ones that are being synthetically scent derived from a lab somewhere. The second reason I chose was their CPTG, so Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. They're the only essential oil company that has this this label. Other essential oil companies will have therapeutic grade, but again, because of labeling laws and the way things kind of work, that it doesn't necessarily mean what's in the bottle, right? So this means that there's zero fillers, zero synthetics, dyes, pesticides, contaminants of any kind. Okay, and that's a big standard that is important to me. So I can post some links if you guys are interested. But the biggest thing I can send you to, and especially for your guys, if they're feeling like they don't believe in all this hocus pocus, right? There are a lot of companies that pay professional marketers a lot of money to sell stuff, right? And even, we just had Super Bowl where, I was watching some of the commercials, and it's just like some of the things that we're selling people are super flashy, and the celebrities tell us to use them. But they're also getting paid a lot of money to do that, right? And they're not serving our bodies in any way, shape, or form, yet we do it and we buy it because the celebrity told us to. So I just want you to pay attention to that, right? And it's not that, I don't have things in my home that, maybe I saw some fancy celebrity. I'm trying to look around. Can't see anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure I have, right? But I can promise you, I do not purchase anything now that doesn't serve our health, right? And I'm becoming very aware of, the Greatest Showman could tell me to eat something, but if I'm like, that doesn't really serve my body, Hugh Jackman's not selling me anything, right? He probably could sell me something, I'm sure. So biggest thing I can point you to, source2you.com. Okay. So source2you.com ultimately means that you can grab any of your essential oils and you can put the barcode of each individual bottle on it. And it will tell you all of the tests that have been done on that individual bottle, right? So it doesn't get any more transparent than that. And even, doTERRA has some products that are, they're looking for new suppliers right now, right? They're looking to source in other areas, which means that they're low in stock on their shelves right now. And as much as that might be frustrating, I would rather that than them get it sourced from someone that isn't going to give us a superior product, right? Isn't going to give us quality. So even, 10 years into it and such, they're the largest essential oil company out there. They're still making sure that quality is number one, right? And that's what's given them the growth that they have had. When it comes to using your oils, keep it simple for the guys, right? You use them topically, aromatically, internally. It doesn't get any more basic than that. Just like I could take my grandma's aloe vera plant when I had a cut as a little girl, I would crack that sucker open and I would put it on a cut. That's topical use of a plant, okay? Typically, you would put an essential oil where your ailment is. If I have heartburn, I'm gonna put it over my chest. If I have a headache, maybe my temples, my forehead, the back of my neck. If I have an upset stomach, I'm gonna put it on my stomach. You get the point, right? And less is best. So always start with diluting your oils. Always dilute them when you're putting them on kids. But I even know for my husband, he uses my kids' roller balls, and that works really well for him. And then there's other oils where I may not dilute them on myself because I've figured out how I interact with them. He will, right? So it has, unlike pharmaceuticals, it has nothing to do with, your age, your weight, your gender, all those things. It's not a blanket prescription. Okay. You are chemically designed differently, whether you are, you have two men that are, 180 pounds, same age, it doesn't matter, right? We are all chemically different, period. Right. So you got to figure out what works for you. When you're taking them in aromatically, and this is where you can kind of get sneaky. I know when I was first introducing them to my hubby, I brought my diffuser in. You want to make sure you have a diffuser, not a humidifier, because it doesn't break down the particles in the same way. But I got my diffuser going, right? And all of a sudden, and Dave's been always really sensitive to scents. He'll sneeze at, you know, if he walks into where there's plugins or candles or whatever. And I remember when I was in university, I had plugins in my apartment, and he would come in, and we had just started dating, and you could just see him start to cringe. I now know why. But it was, you know, you want everything to smell nice, right? Well, the nice part about a diffuser is that you can have it smell nice, but you're also getting therapeutic benefits at the same time, right? So you can be sneaky about it. My husband works shift work, and, you know, when he wakes up after a midnight shift, he's a bit of a bear, right? So I know exactly what to start diffusing, and not just to support his mood, but also to support his immune system, right? Because his body does not love being on midnights at all. So aromatically is a really nice way to do that. Then the last way, you can take them internally. So I always like to take them in veggie capsules, and I've even got Dave on a nice routine. I find if I set them right where he is going to be, then it works, right? So he keeps a bottle of these with those oils up in the bathroom, where I know that he will see them, right? And they're in his face. But it's a little veggie cap. You break it in half. You can put essential oils in it, because outside of the citrus oils that I drink in my water, I personally can't stand the taste of any of them. But that's where the veggie capsules are nice. You can take them internally without having to taste them. But in our waters every day, and again, right in Dave's truck, I keep a bottle of wild orange just for him to, you know, put a couple splashes in his water as he's going. And, you know, just keeping them where they're readily available. Okay. But this is, again, the nice part about using pure essential oils is that you can take them internally, right? I wouldn't recommend any others. The next thing that is really a must-have, and if Dave were here, he would tell you it's been a game changer in our life for sure, is the Lifelong Vitality vitamins. So they're actually doTERRA's #1 selling product. But I mean, forget the vitamins that are at Walmart, GNC, you know, those late night infomercials about the magic nutritional products, right? And the key is not creating really expensive urine, because if you can buy a supplement, doesn't matter how expensive it is. If it's poor quality, your body is not going to absorb it. Our bodies are designed to reject things that do not serve us. Okay, so when you take a supplement, if it is not good quality, then you are just going to pee it out. So again, really expensive urine, not really worth it. So how can, but your supplements are really key, because, you know, our food isn't as nutrient dense as it used to be. And, you know, we don't have everything that we need within our food. Again, nutrition is the foundation of our health, right? So, you know, these supplements here are super high quality and can get, you get them through just your wholesale account that you would have. And because of doTERRA's commitment to quality, you will physically feel different when you take them, okay? We actually had a little experiment of our own where we took them for a month, and then we thought, oh, like, we feel better, but maybe it's the other things that we're doing in our life too. Obviously, we were drinking more water at the time and eating healthier and exercising, all that kind of stuff. And so we decided to go off them for a week. Within a month, within a week, we felt it going on for the next month. So we haven't done that ever since. And, you know, I will forget things packing for vacation now, but I do not forget my vitamins. I don't have a box to show you because I don't have an extra one with me, but I will show you how I store ours. So I bought these containers. These are all my supplements. Awesome, right? This is like health in a box here. And I bought them at the dollar store, but I saw really cute ones even at Michael's, okay? So if this is something that appeals to you, I highly recommend it. Honestly, you have nothing to lose. If you don't like them, you send them back, you get your money back. It has a full 30-day money back guarantee. Awesome, right? So I just took the labels off the top of them so you can see. So I have my probiotics, here. DDR Prime, which is cellular renewal, and this has like frankincense and all the goods in it, right, to support my cells. And then Terrazyme is digestive enzymes, okay? And I have a really good experiment that I actually saw. I'm going to show it to you guys another day, another time. But it helps to break down your food. Ultimately, just makes your gut have to work a little less, right? Here's the Lifelong Vitality, okay? So first you have, where are we at here? Your Microplex, your Omegas, and your Alpha CRS. So again, this is for cellular renewal. These are all your fish oils. It beats taking, Udo's oil or something like that. Makes me gag. And then again, your nutrient supplementation, because let's not kid ourselves, because of the quality of our air, our water, our soil, what our animals are eating, right? It's not a matter of you are what you eat, you are what your food eats. Okay. And they are not being treated very well. And our food isn't as nutrient dense, and which means it's not supporting our bodies in the way that we need it to. So supplementation. And then a couple of the other ones that I take, Mito 2 Max, we're going to go into that in just a little bit. This is a natural stamina and energy. Okay. Phytoestrogen is something I take as a woman. We will not be talking about that today. But if you are a woman watching, phytoestrogen is where it's at. And then this one, actually, my hubby takes. We will talk about these deep blue polyphenols. So I talk a lot about the deep blue essential oil, but the polyphenols are awesome, especially if you have a man that is like, mine's like 35 going on 85. He's an old soul and a very old body. He always seemed to be full of aches and pains, right? So I'll kind of talk about the things that we've been doing that have been able to switch that around for him. Okay. But keeping them in a super convenient, stackable, right? It's something I can keep out on the counter, and then you just take the lid off, take them, go. Right? And you're not constantly unscrewing lids. I'm not spending any time every week pouring my vitamins. Ain't no one got time for that, right? Again, if you can keep it easy, nothing against the dudes, I need to keep it easy for myself too, then they're more likely to use them, right? So that's a key one. Supplementation. Make sure you're taking the right supplements and not just peeing them out. That's no good. So I want to talk about energy, okay? Because, when I kind of put it out there that we were going to do a dudes class, energy came up, but I mean, it comes up for the ladies as well. But, some of the products that you're taking to, as a healthy replacement, energy drinks, those sorts of things, they are not serving your body, right? So you want to make sure that you're taking something that's not dangerous, right? So BroTERRA has the Mito 2 Max. This is what the little label looks like. So Mito 2 Max is a formula of standardized plant extracts and metabolic cofactors that really support healthy cellular energy production, okay, in a healthy way, right? So if you feel like you need to rely on a pot of coffee or, energy drinks or those sorts of things, this is one that you're going to want to tap into. So Mito 2 Max supports your mitochondrial function, which helps support your aerobic capacity and your natural stamina. So the nice part is it doesn't have any of those harmful stimulants that are in it, right? So you can see, get energy. Well, it's basically a caffeine pill, right? Or it'll have like ephedrine or something in it, where you feel like you're going to jump out of your skin initially, right? And then you get to the point where, I don't feel like I'm going to jump out of my skin anymore, but it's because your body's used to it, unfortunately, right? And that's not something that you want your body getting used to. And think of how you feel if you ever don't have your coffee in the morning, or, I know people, because of like medications that they've been on or whatever, that have to, they can't have caffeine. Well, they spend the first 2 weeks just with chronic headaches, right? So how can you get your midday pick me up without relying on a Red Bull or a extra large double, right? So if you're kind of needing, I know I'm a midday girl because I wake up at 5 a.m., right? So come 1, 2 o'clock, I am just dragging, right? And I know that my hubby can be the exact same way. So if you, and I take this blend and I highly recommend it, put a drop of peppermint in your palm, drop of wild orange, and a drop of frankincense. Rub your hands together and inhale. I'm actually going to do it right now. Got me some Frank. So just rub them together. Breathe in. It's so good. So good. So, but if you just, and again, that's a super simple way to get her going. If you don't want to have the bottles on you, make up a roller ball of one that you can put it, just roll it on the palm of your hand. My husband actually keeps a roller ball of peppermint and wild orange in his lunch pail, especially for when he's working those midnight shifts. And around 2 a.m., he just wants to shut her down. He'll actually use this peppermint and wild orange. So little tipski there. So, I often speak with men who experience energy dips during the day. And as a result, their productivity suffers, their mindset suffers. And again, no one's got time for that, right? And, I hear people say all the time, I want to work physical activity into my life, but how am I supposed to do that when I have to do this, and this, and then I'm exhausted at the end of the day? There's more than enough hours in a day. I know. I'm that guy that said that, right? There is. Anything you want to get done, you will get done, right? It's making sure that during those hours that you're getting proper amount of sleep, which we'll talk about, and B, the hours that you are awake, that you are fueling your body properly, right? If you have a gas car, you're not going to fuel it with diesel, right? Same concept, right? If you are supplementing properly, and eating healthy, you got this, right? And you will have more than enough energy. And, physical activity can kind of be a catch-22 where, you initially have to find the energy to go, but once you start working it into your life every day, you won't be able to not, feel the energy from it, right? So this is where, it's a big one. Okay. So for many, many men, even when what prevents them from, working on this is that, they have just poor energy, right? And they don't want to go to the gym. So this is where, if you're taking your supplements, you got vitality covered. We've talked about Mito2 Max, you've got energy covered. And then this is where, you have the energy to start getting active. But many men suffer from things like tight muscles and joints, and just, it's all temporary discomfort, but you got to help work them past it, right? So it's, if you find, or if they find just getting out of bed is difficult in the morning, or kind of rehabbing muscles seems like it's taking longer, maybe as you age, that's natural, right? But the less you move, the more pain you're actually going to feel, right? And this is where even any physiotherapist, chiropractor, physician will tell you, if you hurt yourself, don't just lay there, right? That's not serving your body. That's actually going to do worse for your body. But this is where those deep blue polyphenols, which are extracts of frankincense, turmeric, green tea, ginger, pomegranate, and grapeseed. And they're specifically designed to help soothe and support achy muscles, okay? So again, healing yourself from the inside out and helping kind of move past that discomfort. If they need a little bit, obviously if you can decrease your toxic load as much as possible, this is where your body's not guessing as much, right? So I even encourage people to, again, always keep your oils where you're going to use them. And if that's in your gym bag, then do it, okay? So I want you to think about maybe the things that you have in your gym bag. And maybe you just have shoes and a towel. but how can you take your routine to the next level then, right? So a few things that I want to recommend that you keep in your gym bag, something to clean with, okay? So one of my favorite and easiest ways to clean, whether it's yoga mats or weights or any workout equipment, is if you take a half a cup of water and then 2 to 6 drops of the On Guard protective blend, mix these in a spray bottle, and it's an easy clean, right? Also, making sure that you are bringing water. Like, don't rely on the water fountain at the gym or wherever, right? You need to stay hydrated. And you can also flush out toxins from your body by adding 1 to 2 drops of lemon or wild orange or tangerine. Any of your citrus oils are going to be really cleansing. And I mean, they taste great. It'll help you drink more water, and it'll give you that boost of energy too, okay? For energy specifically, either diffuse or just have that rollerball of peppermint and wild orange, and just take a big whiff before your workout, and your energy will go through the roof, I promise you. Number 4, control. So if you need help managing your appetite between meals, this is where the Smart and Sassy Metabolic Blend is life-changing. And this is one that my hubby, again, when he's on midnights, he finds he just wants to snack. He puts some Slim and Sassy in his, it's called Slim and Sassy in the States, Smart and Sassy in Canada. So I might go between the both. He puts them in his water and drinks it that way. So it's got some citrus oils in it. It's also got peppermint and ginger in it as well. For your post-workout, keep a shaker cup on you. And I love the Smart and Sassy protein that the trim shakes that doTERRA has. Again, good quality source of protein versus some, just like with essential oils, how quality matters. There's some proteins that you're buying at GNC or Walmart or wherever that are just horrendous. You may as well go to McDonald's. Like, they're horrendous, what is in them, but they're packaged really pretty. And, they tell you how much protein you're getting. They're just not telling you all the other crap that you're getting. So pay attention to that. But it's a great meal on the go. doTERRA also has vegan ones as well. So even if you, can't have dairy or gluten or eggs or anything like that, go with the vegan. Which is my new thing. So number 6, soreness. So this is one that I find is, pre or post workout, keeping some Deep Blue Rub on you. This is my husband's love language. And again, if you were looking for a sneaky way to introduce plant-based medicine into your husband's life, this is a big one. After diffusing came Deep Blue Rub, and I knew that he was going to love this one. I love it pre and post workout. He loves it, on a Tuesday afternoon. Like, he just gets out of the shower, he puts this stuff on. He wears it like lotion. It's craziness. Another one that you're going to love is the Easy Air or Breathe in the States. It's the respiratory blend, and you can either get it in drops or you can get the essential oil. And again, putting a drop on your hands and just rubbing your chest will help open your airways. And then if you're needing help with endurance, getting that Mito 2 Max for energy and stamina. And, it'll just help take your energy to the next level without giving you the harmful side effects of shakes and palpitations and, all those other things. So while you're at it, doTERRA actually has an athlete's kit that I highly recommend that comes with, Deep Blue and Easy Air and On Guard and Lavender and kind of all of these ones that I'm talking about. So if you're looking for a quick win, or maybe your hubby's birthday or something is coming up, a nice little gift ski for him. So I want to talk about digestion, right? Men are designed it a little, they have the same organs as we do for the most part when it comes to digestion, but because their hormones are a little bit different, some of their breakdown processes can be a little bit different as well. This is where Zengest or Digest Zen in the States, you know, it can really help to amp that up. So, you know, it's known as doTERRA's tummy tamer. I know when this one sitting next to me was a baby, it was called the diaper filler. But, you know, if you want to man up, make sure your gut's in check. Take your probiotics and your Zengest. And, you know, it smells like Sambuca, so I hope you don't mind that. But again, you can get a veggie capsule, just take it internally. And, you know, it's an awesome way to help, you know, calm your stomach. And again, whether you are on one end of the spectrum where you have things like constipation, or the other end where you are gassy diarrhea, it doesn't matter. It knows what your body needs. That's how smart these plants are. That's how crazy smart your body is. So, you know, just I highly recommend having that one in the kit as well. If you are a man with man bun, you want to not neglect the old hairdo, right? So, and I know my husband doesn't have a lot of, I mean, he can't grow facial hair. And he keeps his hair really short. But, you know, if your man has a beard or a man bun, introduce him to the shampoo line. That's what my husband uses. And he also uses it as his body wash as well. So one quick way, if, you know, maybe you're going, okay, my husband's bald or going bald. You know, there's a few different recipes that can actually help with thinning hair as well. So write this one down. I'm going to give you a couple blends. So there's one blend that has 3 drops of rosemary, 5 drops of lavender, 4 drops of cypress, 4 drops of clary sage, and 4 drops of cedarwood. And even just, again, putting that in a roller ball, rolling on the hand, putting it on the head, putting those oils even in your shampoo as well. Obviously, if your husband is completely bald, he's not going to be washing his hair. But you know, rolling that on the top of the head. Another recipe is 8 drops of rosemary, 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of sandalwood, and 10 drops of cedarwood. So, you know, you can notice that pretty much, you know, rosemary, lavender, cedarwood are your staples for hair growth. Okay. And again, you can just massage these blends, you know, before and after bed, leave it on overnight, wash it off in the morning. But hair growth, obviously it's a slow process, right? It's not unlike Zengest. You know, if I have an upset stomach, it works fast. Hair growth isn't that way. So it's a slow process, but using essential oils is you know, far more superior than using some toxic ingredients, right? Especially on any part of your largest organ, your skin. So, you know, for any man who wants to use even a toxic-free wax for their man-do, I'm going to give you a little tip here. So use about 0.75 ounces of beeswax, 0.5 ounces of shea butter, 0.75 ounces of fractionated coconut oil, okay, the hardened coconut oil. So that's your base. And then do 10 drops of peppermint, 10 drops of rosemary. So for harder hair wax, you can use 1 ounce of beeswax and 0.5 ounces of fractionated coconut oil. And then if you want it softer, use more shea butter. So 0.75 of shea butter and 1 ounce of fractionated coconut oil. So depending on how hard you want it. And again, this is the nice part where you can kind of play around with it and figure out what's best for your hair, but combine all the ingredients in a glass container. So just like if you were making your deodorant or anything else, you're going to kind of create a double boiler, right? So a pot of water, put a glass measuring jar in it. That's what I use. Melt it all together except for your essential oils. And then remove it once everything's completely melted. Add your oils in, you know, put it in a mason jar, give it a shake, but let it rest for a couple hours. It will completely harden again. And put however much on your hands, run it through your hair, and you're good to go, right? So if you are looking for that recipe again, I will post it in the feed, but it's a good one. It's a goodie. So I don't want to neglect and it's the month of love here, peeps. So let's create some heat. Okay. And if you might thank me later for this one, ladies, because if you're, needing a little pick me up in that area of life, you can even try some of these oils in the bathtub, or maybe create a rub with them as well. So again, using about 4 ounces of coconut oil, add together 30 drops of bergamot, 10 drops of sandalwood, 5 drops of juniper berry, 4 drops of ginger, 4 drops of ylang-ylang, and 2 drops of lavender. And again, combine all of these ingredients, massage them into the skin, and it's a good time. Hashtag thank me later for that one. I don't need any testimonials, but if you want to give them, or if you have any oils that you love for that, throw them in the comments. Next, diffusing on the go. Okay. So I don't have a diffuser in my car. And I have one in my hubby's truck. He uses it when I'm in there, right? Again, it's one of those things that I make sure that the oils are there. But I'm not his keeper, so I can't control if he uses them or not, right? But most people don't realize that essential oils can play just like a huge role in keeping your car clean, and if you're driving longer places, keeping them more alert, right? So whether you are in the car for hours or just even minutes each day, get some travel accessories that are going to help you, right? If you want, if you kind of have like a musty car smell, maybe you are inheriting a car, just even taking vinegar, like 1 cup of vinegar with 4 to 6 drops of, lemon or On Guard, and using like a slice of bread. So fill the bowl with vinegar and your oils, place the bread on the top of the liquid, and then place inside your vehicle, and it will absolutely absorb odors. Like I'm talking within, like, take it out after 24 hours and it's absorbed the smell. Vinegar and oils. Oh, so simple. For a car wash, we're not really in car wash season right now, but I would like to use about 1 gallon of water, about 1/4 cup of cast-iron soap. I like Dr. Bronner's, and again, get the unscented cast-iron soap, liquid cast-iron soap, and you scent it with your oils, right? And then about 10 drops of lemon or wild orange, but fill the bucket with your soap and water, and then you're good to go. Add your oils, and it rinses so clean. And again, no harmful chemicals. If you need an extra leaven on, say, like your tires or something, just add baking soda to that, and some vinegar, and again, lemon, lime, orange. Any of your citrus oils are unreal for getting goo off of anything, and baking soda is unreal. And again, something you probably already have in your kitchen. If you need a little extra dirt scrub, add some lemon juice to it. So the citric acid in the juice of the lemon will help with that. So say you have something like in a carpet or something, like in your car carpet. There's actually a really good carpet deodorizer, which is just baking soda and I like lavender. You can use any essential oil, but you just the Purify blend is really awesome for that. So you can actually, after you get the dirt out, you can sprinkle the carpet deodorizer on, but again, just baking soda and essential oils, and it smells awesome. Okay, so again, root cause analysis. What's causing the smell in your vehicle? it's bacteria somewhere. So tea tree might be a really good one. Anytime there's bacteria, anything, that's where it's going to be a good one. If you need a little degreaser in your life, get some washing soda. So about a quarter cup of washing soda, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of vinegar, 25 drops of tea tree, and then about 20 drops of citrus oils. Pour the washing soda into like a pitcher, and then you can pour it out as you need it. But if you bring the water and the vinegar to a boil in a saucepan and then add it to the pitcher, it'll help dissolve the washing soda, and you can kind of shake it up, put your essential oils in, and you have a degreaser. It is a crazy awesome degreaser. So if you have a greasy man, that's going to be your best friend. One very important thing to consider for your car is having your essential oils handy when you're driving and when you need to stay alert. So, again, some of my favorites: lemon, peppermint, wild orange, grapefruit. They are all invigorating. They are all going to give you energy, and they're all cleaning at the same time. They're cleaning the air, and they're cleaning, if you're putting them on your hands and touching your steering wheel. It's unreal, right? Double whammy. That's what I call that one. Let's talk about, so we've talked about, if your man needs to get some hair growth happening, but what about for your man that has that full beard happening? There's a few different things that you can do for a bearded routine. But I want to talk about, different sprays that you can have in your beard if you want to keep your beard. And even I'll give you an awesome shaving cream that you can do as well. If you're looking for more of a woodsy smell, get like a 1 ounce, you can do like a spray bottle or a dropper. I don't have one with me right now, but mix together 6 drops of cedarwood, 2 drops of tea tree, 2 drops of lavender, 1 drop of rosemary, 1 drop of lime, and it's just really woodsy. So if you like the woodsy smell, if you want something more earthy, you could do about 30 drops of patchouli, 16 drops of bergamot, 8 drops of lavender, 4 drops of black pepper, and add in to it about 2 ounces of coconut oil, mix in a bottle as well, and use those in your beard. Soft, smooth, smells great. When you want to create a clean shave, and my husband he's a redhead, so he has very sensitive skin. He actually uses this one and loves it. Or he'll use 2. doTERRA came out with the Amavi line, and it has like a soap bar that lathers up. He's been using that as well and really likes it. But the one that I make for him is a 1/3 cup of shea butter, 1/3 cup coconut oil, a 1/4 cup of fractionated coconut oil, 5 drops of sandalwood, 5 drops of peppermint, and 5 drops of tea tree oil. Again, create that double boiler, right? Add in the shea butter, the coconut oil, or the hardened coconut oil and the fractionated coconut oil, and let it all melt down. Then stir in your sandalwood, your peppermint, your tea tree, and let it rest until it gets hard. You can even put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes or so to kind of accelerate the cooling process. And then, you can even use, if you want like a whipped, one, you can take like a hand mixer and whip it up so it's light and fluffy. And then just put it in a mason jar or whatever container you want. It works awesome. Dave loves it. So and I mean, there's a ton of even just different diffuser blends that you can use, but I always recommend for diffusing, cater it to that time of year that you're needing and really what you're wanting to set the tone of your house for in that day. So I wouldn't say there's necessarily, a manly diffuser blend. I think Dave likes all the diffuser blends that I like. There's certain oils that he doesn't care for the smell, but he loves the benefits of it. Frankincense is one of them. But he takes frankincense internally every day. And I put it in all our roller balls, he'll just put it on the bottom of his feet. So then he's good that way as well. But if you're looking for like even a cologne, right? So once we took all the chemicals out of our house, there was no way Dave could even go back to his Abercrombie or whatever the heck he was wearing before for cologne. Because you can just, I can't even, I used to love going in that store, not like I shopped there, but I used to love going in that store just to smell the smells of it. I loved it. And now I can't stand it. Can't even, I have to like stay across from the mall. So, I want you to really think about what smells does your hubby need, and recognizing that they might be it'll create a different smell on them. Okay. And this is where like the Amavi line. So this one here has Buddha wood, tea tree, balsam fir, peppermint, litsi. And this is the aftershave lotion. But it's a very woodsy smell. And I wasn't sure I was going to dig it, but it smells so good with Dave's smells, his natural smells. So I love that one. Another awesome one, if you're wanting more of an earthy spice, AKA if your husband likes Old Spice, do a third of fill one, you're gonna take a roller ball, okay? Fill a third of it up with your oils. So about 10 drops of clove, 20 drops of white fir, 30 drops of bergamot, and 5 drops of lemon, and then top the rest up with fractionated coconut oil. You might want to put a dropper on the end of it to help it come out in the exact amount that your hubby wants. But again, just roll it on and you're good to go. Some other cologne ones that I've had raves about. If they like more of a spicy feel, do about 30 drops of cinnamon, 10 drops of cassia, 10 drops of peppermint, 10 drops of grapefruit. And again, fractionated coconut oil. This is in a 10 ml roller bottle. And if your husband's more of a outdoorsy, fresh cut grass smell, do 10 drops of basil, 6 drops of white fir, 10 drops of wild orange, 10 drops of bergamot, and 25 drops of citrus bliss. So good. You just want to be careful when you're using, that one would be more of a winter, not I'm hanging out in the sun, right? Because your citrus oils are going to attract the sun. I will post some other ones that you actually, that I think you would really, really love. And I'm going to post them in the comments, and I want you to try them up and tell me what you think about them. And I'm super curious what you guys are using. And, before we wrap up, I want to talk about cooking, right? Because, it's been so funny. My husband's taken up cooking probably in the last 7 or 8 years, which has been really convenient since we had our kids. Maybe that's the correlation. I'm not sure. But he's really grown to really just even cooking with the oils as well, right? So again, if you're needing to clean like a grill or something before, using baking soda, lemon, vinegar, awesome for cleaning and degreasing. But if you are wanting, like even when he makes like hamburgers, right? So he'll use like sometimes we'll use like we get our meat through NutriFarm, so it's organic grass-fed ground beef, or we'll use like a veggie ground round. But then he'll do like fresh grated cheese, some barbecue sauce, black pepper, essential oil, and then and then some other spices, maybe like an onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, sea salt, and then grill them up. They're unreal. But you want to remember, less is best, right? So of the black pepper, he might use like 8 drops in. That would go across, 12 burgers or something. An awesome ingredient one for barbecued chicken, breasts or thighs. You do a 1/4 cup of honey, half a cup of soy sauce, half a cup of vegetable oil, again, some garlic powder, onion powder, lemon and lime essential oil, and even some either orange zest or wild orange essential oil. Unreal. It's so good. Even add some, grab an orange, just grab an orange and squeeze the juice in there too. It's delicious. So I'm going to post some of these recipes as well so that you can see them. Some other random goodies that I think your men might like is just even the peppermint beetlets. Dave loves them for not just kind of opening his airways, but freshening his breath, right? He's not really a gum chewer. And I mean, chewing gum is not good for you by any stretch of the imagination. On Guard toothpaste is awesome. The new On Guard mouthwash, again, it's a good one that Dave really loves. If your guys need some help with their nail beds, or like even depending on what their work is, if they're in, heavy, hot steel-toed shoes, they're going to need some tea tree and oregano to apply to their toenails regularly, and even alternate tea tree and oregano with lemongrass and clove, or frankincense and lemon, just to get a healthy nail bed back. If your guy, I know mine wears a lot of equipment at work, so he gets a lot of tension in his lower back. The past tense rollerball is unreal. Again, that's one that he keeps in his lunch pail, and just really supporting sleep as well. So using oils like lavender, serenity, vetiver is a big one for Dave on the bottom of his feet. He also loves the Serenity soft gels before he has to work his midnight shift and he has to try to sleep in the middle of the day. He'll take a couple Serenity soft gels as well, and it works awesome. So those are some random goodies. If you guys are wanting more, post them and I will absolutely hook you up. But I want you to feel empowered to really, sometimes, and I've seen it where, the men have said, I get this. I believe in this. My wife's going to need some convincing, but for the most part, it's been the other way around. So if you have your wholesale account already, that means you're getting 25% off your oils. Log in. If you need help logging in, don't hesitate to reach out and I can teach you how to do that. But log in, you can get any of those at 25% off. That doesn't mean that you have to order monthly. It just means that you get a discount, right? So if you need your wholesale account, they're $42. Direct message me and I will help hook you up with that. And again, depending on what you're wanting, right? We have the cleanse and restore kits that are really big right now. If you and your hubby are wanting to kind of really just press restart on your body, that's going to be a big one. And your membership fee is waived when you get an enrollment kit. So that $42 is gone ski. So, I hope that you've kind of got some tips and tricks, and maybe you're not ready to tap into the DIY world. Know that doTERRA makes a lot of really clean products that you can already use. I know Dave loves, their deodorant, and you mentioned the Amavi care line that you can buy, or just even adding essential oils for whatever, if he has greasy hair or just like us, right? But I know, our entire world has been changed since we really decided to own what was in our house and really we made a conscious decision that no chemicals were coming into our house ever again. And it's just like, you decide and then it happens, right? So, I've made it my personal responsibility to make sure that I'm controlling within my house what comes in, right? And I even had, Dave looked at me the other day and I was using he was talking to me while I was washing my makeup off at the end of the day, and I was using like a makeup cloth that you would just take your makeup off with water. And I mean, the cloth looks disgusting, but it works really well. So I was using that, and then I was using my skincare I love the Virage skincare line. It already has frankincense and helichrysum in it. And then I use a drop of blue tansy and yarrow palm, which are both blue on, and I put them on my face at night. And he had commented, he goes, "Oh my gosh, how's washing your face with that disgusting cloth?" And I said, it's better than some, disgusting chemicals that are going to be absorbed in my skin. My poor husband, that's how I actually talked to him. And then he just looked at me and he said, "Thank you. Like, thank you for making our house chemical free." And I feel a bit emotional saying that, only because 5 years ago, when I first started, like really deciding that there was no chemicals allowed in our house anymore, I had some pushback. Because it wasn't necessarily the convenient thing. It went against how we were raised. And, we had a newborn and a 1-year-old, and he was just like, "Why are you taking on making over our house when you have all this other stuff that you're doing?" Right. But it was like, when is a good time? That was kind of the mindset that I took. I was like, when is a good time to do this? And I knew one day that I would just be so grateful that I put in the work then. Now it's second nature, right? Just like it used to be second nature for me to go to the store and buy a degreaser or shampoo or toothpaste or whatever. This is my new second nature, right? And I knew I could make it a habit, but it was work initially, right? So I want you to know that even if you're getting pushback right now, literally they will thank you one day. And it's not a "I told you so." It was "Thank you. Thank you for noticing that the culture of our house has changed." And you guys will get there too. I promise you. Hopefully it doesn't take 5 years. It didn't take 5 years. This is 5 years later, but he absolutely recognizes that, if he goes into a grocery store, he doesn't like going near the, cleaning products and the laundry detergents and all that stuff either, because he's not ever surrounded by it anymore, right? So know that it gets easier, okay? And thank you so much for joining me today. And I know that if you just keep on keeping on, you will absolutely get to the point where this is just super comfortable for you. And the men in your life will be super comfortable with it as well. So happy Monday. Have an awesome day. Ta-ta.